Hi guys, my name is Tatyana Trifonova, Bulgarian jazz singer and self-development life coach. And I'm here today to show you the second very famous and actually much more dangerous game that we used to play as humans, and I will give you tactics how to go out of it. I've been part of this game, I've played it, I've been involved in it, and I've been observing it out there many times during my life. Okay, this is a triangle game that is called victim, aggressor, and savior. Victim, aggressor, savior. Always there is someone that is hurting, someone that is bad, someone that is doing something that it's hurting someone else. There is the victim of the game, someone that is playing the victim all the time, and there is the savior. There is person that is coming there just to save this person, just to save the victim from the aggressor. And everything, all the time in this game, these three persons exist. I can tell you this is one of the most difficult games, because very often it's played from the most closest people. We learn to play this game from very young. I will tell you how I learned to play it many years ago. I was a kid, so my mother was playing a victim with my father. They had constant scandals, they didn't understand each other when I was very young. Thank God now it's not exactly the case, but when I was a kid, this was the case. And I automatically took the side of my mom, me in an age of 5, 6, 7, seeing my mom crying. This in my heart, of course, it was wrong, and automatically for me, the tyrant, the aggressor was my father. It didn't even matter to me that him, to me as a kid, he was great. He was a great father. For me, he was automatically bad person, he was automatically aggressor, and my mother was position of a victim. And me as a child, I was constantly there to save her, to go between them two, and to not let this person crush this person. It's coming from the belief that this person cannot defend themselves alone. So at an age of 5, 6, 7, I started fighting with my father from the name of my mom, to save her. Once I learned to play this game with them, I started playing it in many other ways and cases in my life. I grew up, I went to school. All the time in school there were kids that they were pretending, oh, I didn't understand this lesson. Can you help me? And I go and make them their homework. During the day, I make them homework. They're actually playing, enjoying their time outside, but I feel myself good because I'm helping them with the aggressor, which is the teacher, giving so difficult things to do. And they, the poor victim that cannot defend themselves, they cannot handle it on themselves alone. So they needed me. And it was constant feeling of, I'm needed. So I kept on playing this game, even at school. I grew up, I kept on playing the game in other situations. It was very really hard time. Around 8-9 years ago, my aunt, the sister of my mom, she got sick very badly with the multiple brain cancer. And when we found out, I was there. Her kids was one in the capital, another was out of the country, and I automatically took the role of the savior. Automatically, it was in me like a model of behavior, because I learned to play the game very young in my life. So automatically I took the challenge to be the savior and to save the family. Here was the family from the aggressor, which was my aunt cancer. And I went there and I started doing all her job. I started taking care of her in her home, in order her husband, my uncle, not even to feel that she's sick. So I started doing all her housework, all her things that she was used to do with her job, and as well I was doing my job. And I didn't even let It's not even letting, I was allowing her kids not to come and help and support her mom. Because her daughter that was in the capital was constantly at that time saying, oh, I'm so busy, I cannot come. Yes, thank you that you are there, but I'm so busy that I cannot change my schedule, I cannot come and help. And I was, yes, poor you. You are aggressed by your very difficult job. So don't worry, I'm gonna save you from the situation. I was saving her, I was saving the family, I was saving her son as well, who was abroad, and it was asking me, should I come back? Should I come to see mom? He was putting the decision on me, and I was happy to take it and to say, no, it's not the time. When it's already the time, okay, it's time already to come. I think the things that are not going well. And the thing that what is happening very often in these games is that the savior, in which in this case it was me, the savior, it takes out the possibility of this one to learn the lesson to defend himself. I will repeat that. The savior in this game always took out and took off the possibility of this person to grow up and to defend himself or herself. It doesn't matter, is it the family, is it the people that they have someone, in this case, that they needed to come and start taking responsibility of. Is it the kids that they were about to fail if I don't make them their homework, and I simply save them not to experience the failure early in their life, when actually they could have been actually much more capable to pass it. And they were most probably, and some of them I know, they have faced it later in their life and they passed it very roughly because they didn't learn how to handle this in young age. I took their right. I took their right to fail or to get their business up. And I can tell you that once a person enters the game of a victim, savior, and aggressor, actually it plays it in many roles. The roles can be changed. The person can be savior in one situation and to become aggressor in a different situation and to play it a victim in another. Many years after I stopped, I realized that around 10 years ago when this happened with my aunt, I realized the game I'm playing. I started already passing my self-development courses that I have already said I passed the last 10-11 years all over Europe and not only Bulgaria, with facilitators from wherever, all over the globe, really. I've passed many things. And back then I found my game, I found that I'm playing it hardly, and I found another situation in which I play it. And another situation in which I was aggressor in my relationships. I was constantly behaving very badly, not badly, but aggressively, regarding my partner and being offensive with him and saying very bad words about him. Thank God I don't do anything like this anymore. But back then I was the aggressor in my relationship. I was the aggressor in my relationship, and we still had our triangle. I have been many times in my life a victim. I was constantly a victim in my job, and then my aggressor was my boss, and I was playing the victim there, and there was another person always to listen to me and say, oh, poor you, and I will help you with your job and whatever. So once person enters this, it can go forever, and the only way to go out of it is just to stop playing. The easiest way actually to go out of this game is when you are the savior. If you are the savior, as in my case, every time like I just refuse, I see the patterns, I'm already able to see many people that they just love playing it. There are many people that love playing the victim, as I told you with my cousin, that they love playing the victim. There is always someone or something bad, the government, the job, the thing, there is so unfair things towards them in this life, and they always need someone to save them. And this very often, I can say I had this will be rough what I'm gonna say, but it is true, it needs to be said. I had a client because I make personal coaching sessions. So one of my first client was a person that was hardly playing in the game with aggressor, savior, and victim. In this game, he was saving constantly his father. He came to me with a problem that he wanted to develop and to have a relationship. To have a family, to have a girlfriend, and he couldn't find. And we started digging, so why don't you find? Tell me what your situation, what it is. And he then said to me, you know, I'm working all week, and my mom and my dad, they are separated. They are divorced many years ago. And my father, his father is not old. It's like 50 something, 60 something, something like this. 65, I don't know. It's not something like 90 years old. A person that it's completely able, it's working and etc. But he had his alcohol problems and other things, and then now he's attached to his son, and he's calling his son 10 times a day. 10 times a day when it's during the week, and oblige him to be a good son and come see him and spend time with him every weekend. So during the week, when he's at work, when he's trying to build his life, his father is calling him 10 times a day to hear him what he's keep on saying him, if you love me, if you know I am in a bad situation, I cannot find a job, you need to help me, and etc. on an age of 60 something, you need to take care of me. So the aggressor is his everybody else outside that the fate that is not faithful with him and to give him the prosperity and love and family and whatever he have lost in his life. So I'm the big victim, you need to take care of me, and if you are a good son, you will pick up the phone every time, not like my other children, because his brother and sister simply, they don't play the game. But with this of his sons, he's like, if you love me, to be a good son, you need to reply to me every time, and you need to come to me every Saturday and Sunday. And then my question as a coach, it was, do you see now, while playing his savior, and why don't you have any chance until you play in this game to have a relationship? Do you see it? When is this girl going to come? Where? All weekends you are busy, during the week you are at work, evening time you are doing other thing, your father is all the time on the phone with you. I even remember when we made the phones for the coaching session, I said to him, you switch off the phone and we are not working, because during 1 hour this person called him 2 or 3 times during 1 hour. What are you doing? What are you doing? In 1 hour, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? So the only way to go out of it, it's rough, it is really rough. It's just the savior to stop saving and to leave the victim to experience whatever their fears are, and then it's going to happen, one of the two. This person will learn the lesson and will stand up and start taking care of himself or herself, or they will find another people to use as a savior. But not you. But not you. And it's your responsibility, and it's our responsibility of the life. If we wanna have whatever we want, very often many things we don't have in our life because we are saving someone, or because we are playing the victim, or because we are playing an aggressor. But most likely we don't have energy to realize and to do anything in our life because we play the savior. As I said, I learned this game a long time ago, and now I simply don't enter it. I am able to see it very easily because I have been part of it. And I took a responsibility of my mistakes before. I am now having an amazing relationship with my parents separately, and my father especially. I mean, my parents are still together, but long time ago I learned not to save my mom. And if they're gonna kill each other from their fights, it's their job. And then when I stopped saving her, something magical happened. She couldn't find anyone else to go through her fights. Because me, I stopped maybe around 20 years old to save her from my father. I remember before her reasons to stay in the relationship, it was when we were kids. I cannot leave him because you don't know what it is to stay without a father. So because of this, I will live with him. And this provoked me to even really to feel myself, to blame myself, to feel myself guilty. But because she's crying because of me and because of my sister. When we grew up and we both me and my sister, I went to the capital, my sister got married, so we went out of home. We were no longer a reason. We were no longer a reason for her to stay. And their fights kept on going. But then, when I asked her, okay, now we are not there, you can divorce, what is your problem now? Her answer was, oh, I love my mom, but it was like this. Her answer was, oh, no. I have built with your father this apartment here. If I go now, I am not gonna take anything. I've built this apartment with everything in it. So I don't want to lose it. For the apartment, I will stay. So the victim will find a reason. Yes, but the other famous game, the victim will find the reason why not to do. And then I gave up. I realized her game as well. And I said, okay, but from now on, you're alone. And magical thing happened. When there was no one else to save her, she started defending herself. And once she started defending herself, actually my father started respecting her more. Do you see the magic? Just because when I went out of the system, this one started developing her qualities, how to defend herself alone, and how to put boundaries, and how to live with the other person, because she chooses to live with the other person. And this person actually started respecting her more once I went out. The same thing happened when my auntie was already on her way to die. I simply stopped saving the system. It was exactly the time when I was passing my courses. I saw what am I doing? It was horrible. It was a very painful situation. And I simply stopped saving any of them. So her husband experienced and realized what is happening. Her kids came back and they, on my place, started taking care of their mom. And I started taking care of myself and my mom, which is our family. I was responsible already for my closest people, not only for my aunt. I still loved her deeply, of course, but I let the other people to fight and to find their way to understand the cancer and why it's there and to experience their things. So see which people around you are allowing to play, I'm a victim, save me from my aggressor, whichever the aggressor is. Do you play the game anywhere? If you play it anywhere, in any of the three positions, you should know that this is the thing that honestly stops you and one of the biggest blockages why we don't have our wishes. And once you know this game, you can even observe around you and you can see who is playing what with whom. It's very famous and very beautiful game that, You can even read more about it in the books of Erich Fromm. Amazing author about it. But really find a way to go out of the game. To understand the game, it's the first step. And to find yourself, where do you need to grow up? Where do you become aggressor? As I found that in my first relationship, I was actually aggressing there. Who are you saving? Once you go out of the game, you will have so much more energy in your life. You cannot imagine. You cannot imagine how much more energy you're gonna have in your life to create your happy life and to create everything you wanna have. Who are you saving? This is all for me. Follow my YouTube channel and welcome to my courses. Right now I'm making a lot of courses in Bulgarian, but as well very soon I'll start doing in English and French, and you can call me for a private session if you need any kind of help. You are facing some problem that you don't know how to resolve. You can search me for advice, you can search me for a session, and I will do my best to help you with all my knowledge. Thank you, this was all from me, and see you next time. Bye!